Hey guys, Mark here, hope you're well today. Well, we're here at Crescent Honda here in the south of England testing the 2020 Honda Africa Twin. Stay tuned and I'll let you know what I think about it. Well, morning guys, Mark here, hope you're well today. Well, very kindly loaned to me today from Crescent Honda here in the south of England is the 2020 Honda Africa Twin CRF 1100, and this is the Adventure Sports model. So just run through the specifications on this amazing looking motorbike. It's got a 1084cc parallel twin. This is kicking out around about 100 horsepower at 7,500 RPM, and the power's upped this year by a few percent from last year. It's got 105 Newton meters of torque at 6,250 RPM. Now this engine's got the 270-degree crank, which gives it that kind of nice distinctive sound, and it performs a little bit like a V-twin with the 270 crank. Seat height on these. Now the standard seat height is 850 millimeters or 870 millimeters in the higher position. You can get a low seat which is 825 millimeters, or you can get a very tall seat for you tall guys, 895 millimeters. So weight of these, you've got 226 kilos wet weight. For the DCT dual clutch transmission model, it's 236 kilos. This is obviously just a standard clutch model. For the Adventure Sports, which is what this one is, it's coming in at 238 kilos weight. Tyres on this, we've got a 21-inch front wheel, so nice big front wheel for going over rough terrain, which is what this bike's meant for. 90 section on the front and a 150 on the rear on an 18-inch wheel on the back. I must admit, these gold spoked rims look really nice. 19-litre fuel capacity on the base model, and on the Adventure Sports it's got a much bigger 25-litre fuel tank on these. 8,000 mile service interval, which is all pretty good. So pricing of these, it's a little bit bewildering because there's so many models. They come in, the base model, at £13,049. The DCT model comes in at £13,900, and that rises right up to £17,449 for the Adventure Sports model with the electronic suspension. So it ranges from about 13,000 right up to 17, dependent on what model you go for. They also do a plus version which comes with all the panniers, I believe. But all in all, a very, very nice looking bike in the black. Well, I think it's about time we go for a test ride, guys. So guys, welcome to a test ride today on a Honda Africa Twin Adventure Sports. Oh, a little bit tall, but not too bad. So kindly loaned to me by the lovely guys at Crescent Honda here in the south of England. So when you sit on the bike, you know, it's the usual amazing adventure bike thing. Nice, big, high, tall, you know, commanding riding position. Just go through that, have a little look at the screen. Must admit, I do like this. This Honda TFT is absolutely lovely. Okay. and I've never seen a TFT with so much detail. We'll try and work through that as we go along. So seat height, this is 850mm, this is on the lowest setting, and my feet are nearly flat to the floor, and it feels quite light. So in terms of, you know, size, it's pretty good, even for a shortish rider like me. I'm 5'7", by the way, with a 30-inch inside leg. So straight away, lovely light clutch, really nice, and you're greeted with that lovely big 1100cc parallel twin. Now this has got the 270-degree crank, which means it kind of performs and sounds like a booming V-twin, but then you still get the sort of smoothness and niceties of a parallel twin. So really good. The Adventure Sports model, which I believe comes with the bigger tank, 25 litres as opposed to about 19, it's a little bit heavier. And this one is in that lovely black and gold colour scheme. So they also do a DCT, sort of semi-automatic gearbox version with no clutch. Didn't get that one today, unfortunately, but I do hear very good things about that. So let's just run through this lovely Adventure Tourer in the usual way. So the screen's fully adjustable, manual. Just squeeze those two things on the side there. I've got this at about the middle setting at the moment. Now the screen, the TFT screen, cool, I've never seen so much detail on the TFT screen. You've got all your riding modes, fuel gauge, temperature, you can scroll left and right and it gives you your trips, consumption, range. I mean, the list's just endless. So I'm currently in Tour mode at the moment. You can scroll up and down for different, you can preset it. Off-road there, gravel, urban, let's leave it in Tour. So the mirrors, very clear actually, not huge but do a perfect job of the road behind. So screen's nice, TFT is just wow. Now on the left here, there's a huge amount of buttons. There you can see that. Basically, you could do a separate video on those, but it's basically just the scrolling through the menu and all that sort of stuff. Interesting, you've got another display here with the speedo. I presume that's for when you're using this for other things, and then you're going to use that as the speedo. So that's nice. So 30 limit now. Let's try this out and see what its fueling is like. Down to third gear, 2,500 revs. And bear in mind, this is a big booming 1080cc twin. That is lovely and smooth. They do good jobs these days on twins. They do make them very nice and smooth. It's very impressive. So yeah, fueling, no snatchiness in the throttle, which is nice. Very good throttle response. Wow. Say if you gun the throttle, it really does go. Very impressive. So obviously this is not the top end of performance in this kind of category. If you want sort of like the ultimate performance adventure bikes, you're looking at things like S1000 XR BMW, KTM's 1290 Adventure, things like that really. This is 100 horsepower, but you know where this engine really shines is its torque. So you lower the power, you get more torque low down. So this is fourth gear now. just under 3,000 revs, open it up, and it really pulls strong, booms and barks away beneath you. Absolutely fabulous. So all the switch gear, it's all very nice, typical Honda build quality. Can't go wrong with that. It's got cruise control, this one. So this is the non-electronic suspension model, but the ride quality on this is so refined. I've been on this for about an hour already now, and you probably couldn't get a more refined ride quality, I would say. I mean, yeah, the electronic suspension is going to be nice. That automatically adapts to road conditions, but I say this is absolutely lovely. So that the base model starts at about 13,000, I believe, going right up to over 17,000 for the top of the range model. So with the parallel twin 270 degree crank, it really does give it that lovely, almost like a V-twin feel. So when you open it up, it really booms behind you out of the exhaust, but it's super smooth. I mean, we're in another 30 limit here, and you couldn't fault it in terms of its smoothness and fueling and throttle response. Absolutely lovely. And the way it just pulls makes a brilliant noise out of the standard rear exhaust. So riding position, usual kind of adventure touring bike, very upright, lovely wide bars. Leg position, my legs are pretty much straight below me, so loads of leg room. Say this is a bike that's going to fit people from 5'6", I would say, or a little bit lower with the low seat, right up to guys that are 6'4", 6'5" with the tall seat. So we'll just give this a bit of power now. 4th gear, wide open throttle. Wow, it absolutely really booms. Yeah, no shortage in performance. As I say, the 100 horsepower is not mind-blowing, but it's plenty powerful enough for the road. And if you're going to buy one of these bikes and you're going to be doing touring, it's all about relaxed riding. So here we are in top gear now, sort of 55, 16. It's just about 3,000 RPM, so it's super relaxing, which is just exactly what you want. Steering is incredibly light. I mean, almost telepathic, shall we say. I mean, it's probably due to that little skinny 90 section front tyre it's got on it, but it feels very much like a multi-strada. It doesn't feel heavy at all. Very impressive. So 5th gear now, guys. Let's try a bit of power. Wide open throttle. Cool. 60, and it just keeps on booming. Wow. Very impressive. Very smooth as well. Very smooth. Yeah, very precise around the bends. Lovely. Does chuck on its side very easily, doesn't feel heavy in the slightest, but because it's a big bike, you've got a very commanding big position, so all good in that respect. Let's go for the overtake. 5th gear. Yeah, absolutely bags of power. It's a really effortless engine, this. Superb. So talk about the seat now. The seat is firm. That's the first thing I noticed when I got on it. I sort of went, oh, it's a bit firm. But I've been on this bike now for a good hour, and my backside isn't in pain, shall we say. So you know, the firm seats can sometimes be better in the long run. You know, a soft seat initially can be good, but then you might have to wiggle about after a half an hour. But this is fine, really. So it's okay and firm, but it's so far so good with it. So we're just coming towards Winchester now for for those that know this part of the world. So round the bends, obviously it's a big adventure bike, but it feels very precise around the bends. Clutch and gearbox, usual Honda loveliness, very precise and slick. Wind it out of the corner, wow. Yeah, that big booming engine is just so entertaining. So you've also got Triumph's Tiger 1200, Yamaha Tenere 1200. There's a lot of bikes in this category, and they've all got their different kind of characters. You've got the top end performance ones, which are great, and this is superb. I think the Plus model of these comes with all the panniers, if I haven't said already. Okay, so just try a little brake test out, guys. Full brakes. Wow, yeah, very, very strong. Loads of feel. Very nice. So we're just going to come up to the motorway now, just to try out its cruising potential, shall we say. Yeah, I must admit I do like this. It's very nice. So chuckable round the bends, it's lovely. So third gear now, just rolling it on nice and gently. So we've been absolutely blessed with the weather lately. It's been a lovely September here in the UK. Forgot to say, guys, it's got self-cancelling indicators, which is a nice little touch. So fifth gear, winding open. Top gear now, around about 70 mile an hour, 4,000 RPM. Nice wind protection, very good. Yeah, that screen's excellent. I wouldn't want to change that, and that's in its sort of mid setting. Vibrations from the engine, nothing at all through the bars. Little tiny throb through the foot pegs, but in a nice way, not a nasty buzz, just a nice, like a big booming twin. So wide open throttle, top gear, yeah, pulls really strong, excellent. So we'll just stick it down to fourth now to get the revs up, just to see if there's any nasty vibes at the top end. 5,000 revs, coming up to 6,000. No, it's a very smooth engine, guys. There's no problems there. Let's see how the cruise control works. So we put it there, and then we go set, and we're there. Hands-free riding, that works a treat. So yeah, if you were buying this as a touring bike to do long distances, this is extremely relaxing. Super refined ride quality, engine, just a nice amount of power, not crazy power, but tons of torque, which is the key really here on a bike like this. Let's just slow it down a little bit. And absolutely first class as a touring bike, guys. Get it all loaded up with panniers and you'll be away. So yeah, for higher speed cruising, this will absolutely gulp up the miles in my opinion. First class. Alright guys, catch you in a bit. Okay guys, we'll just wrap this up now. Have a little final thoughts. So this is Lumi's cafe, quite popular for bikers. Okay, let's just see what she's like going into neutral. Ah, that's lovely. Show you this screen going up and down. So that's the highest and that's the lowest. Put it somewhere in the middle, I think. Lovely. I'm going to click in. Yeah. Right, just see what she's like to push around. Yeah, I mean, she's a big old girl, but it's pretty easy to push around. That's lovely. Let's give her the old obligatory sound test for you. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. That is a beautiful adventure twin. Been meaning to ride one of these for ages. So if you like this bike, please give me a thumbs up. Please like and subscribe to my channel. And please feel free to post any comments. Have you got one of these? How's it going? Have you got one of the earlier models? Let me know in the comments. Alright guys, well take care. This is Mark signing off. And I'll see you again on the next video review. Cheers guys, all the best. Bye bye.